Well, hello hyperspace, my name is Davontos and it's time to get hyped because this is some new Overwatch gameplay. That's right, no more old gameplay, at least not for today, but it actually got me thinking. The Summer Games is going to come out tomorrow on August 8th, not too sure on the time, but it's going to come out tomorrow, and I was kind of wondering, Blizzard has been giving us all these things, the return of Lucio Ball, the Uprising event, all these cool Uprising skins, Christmas events, Halloween, and so on, everything. Blizzard has been just giving us everything, and most of it we almost asked for all of this, and we asked for, let's say, like that Reaper Shrug taunt, and they gave it to us, even gave it to us as a victory pose and a sticker. So you can kind of say that Blizzard spoils their fans, which is really good. So it got me thinking, if you can add anything in Overwatch, what would it be? Would it be a campaign or story mode? Maybe it would be an Omnic zombie or Zomnic apocalypse and you gotta survive like a survival mode. What would you add in Overwatch? You can add anything you want. What would it be? Let me know in the comment section below because I'm actually really curious in what you guys would like to see in Overwatch. It doesn't even have to be game related. I mean, maybe it could be the option to, I don't know, customize your character's hair. And anything you want. What would it be? For me, I would actually like to see the option to create your own character. Now, I know that sounds insanely broken, especially when it comes down to the abilities, but hear me out. I'm not saying, you can have Bastion flying around with Pharah's rockets and he's shooting missiles, nothing like that, that's just completely broken. I mean, you actually create your own character from scratch, and they have these voice packs that, it's just like your generic guy voice or your generic girl voice, and you can select what voice pack you want for your character, kind of like if you guys have ever played Saints Row, kind of like that, you can choose from one of like 10 voices, and they all have their own dialogue. So, when it comes down to creating these characters, you can actually select a class. So, you have Soldier 76 on the DPS, then you have, let's say, Torbjorn on the defense, then you got your tanks like Roadhog, and you got your healers like Ana. So, you can actually select what class you want your hero to be. Let's use the DPS like Soldier, right? You have your DPS, so you're going to have a DPS character. And how they can do it to balance this out is they can kind of take it like the Call of Duty Ghost perk system. Now, how that worked is the things, they give you basically 10 points. And if you take something that's very powerful, it costs more points. So let's actually use Soldier and Sombra, for example. So you're going to have a DPS person, and your person's going to obviously wield a gun. If you have 10 points available, so if you take Soldier's weapon, because it's a very powerful assault rifle, that deducts 3 points from your 10. So that means you only have 7 left. And if you're going to take, let's say, something weaker, like Sombra's machine pistol, that's only going to take 1 point, because it's not really reliable, as, Soldier's rifle is. And they can actually use that to balance it out, and you can pick, multiple abilities, even maybe some new abilities that no hero has yet, and you can just use it, combine it, and make your own custom hero. And it can work, because we actually see that in Orisa. Orisa is basically a bunch of heroes combined in one, and yes, people can argue she doesn't work in some situations she does, but it can be the same thing for your own custom hero. You can have, let's say, Soldier 76's rifle, and then you can have, let's say, Sombra's ability to cloak, and then you can have, let's say, I don't know, Reaper's Wraith form. That's a really weird combination, but it gives us an option to actually create these characters, and it's very, very simple for Blizzard to actually patch this if they find something that's very overpowered, because like I used, Soldier's rifle, for example, it costs 3 points. If Blizzard sees that players found a way to make a very cheap character that revolves only around Soldier's rifle, they can increase the cost for that rifle from 3 to 4, or maybe even 5. That way, if people want to try that cheap technique that they see everybody doing, it's going to cost them more points, which is really going to hurt their other options for customizing their character. And it can come out to be very, very balanced and very fun to mess with and make your own character and just, see the battlefield, with your Overwatch heroes like Tracer, D.Va, and Soldier, and you're going to have that one guy that nobody's seen before, and you're not going to know what to expect, which kind of bans them from competitive, but it also makes it, like, very fun for quick play because you never know what this created character is going to have, and you never know who he can counter or who he's weak against, so it's very experimental, and it can be very fun, just for the fun game modes, like quick play, maybe the no hero limits, but these kind of creations, I don't really see them in competitive, because that's a whole new story, and people can be very, very cheap with these kind of things. So because it's just solely for fun purposes, I feel like it should only be allowed in quick play, no hero limits, and so on, not competitive. Or instead of just having it on quick play, we can have a whole different game modes. We can have regular quick play, regular arcade, regular competitive, and then in the arcade we have a quick play like kind of game mode where you are allowed to select your custom characters. That way we don't really like stain quick play with all these weird characters, just keep quick play as it is. But if you do want to use your custom characters, there's a separate game mode that's just like quick play but you have the option, to select your own character. And, when you actually select a class, let's say like tank and so on, if you select a tank, you have no choice but to use a big character. That way he has a big hitbox and it still plays into balance. And if, let's say, you're using a DPS, your hitbox is going to be pretty medium-sized, and if you're using a healer, I know basically like most healers in Overwatch, they have a very small or slender hitbox. So that can also come into play, and you can select their weapons, their abilities, and at the very end of the creation it actually calculates how powerful your character should be. Therefore it gives you like a rough estimate on what your health should be, so you can actually still have a tank that has 400 health, but he plays like a mixture of Roadhog and, I don't know, maybe Reinhardt, but he has 400 health because he's nothing but shields and defense. So he's still going to be one of the squishier tanks, something like that. And I just think it would be a really, really fun idea to see in Overwatch. I highly doubt this is ever going to happen. But, as I said in the beginning of the video, let me know what you guys would like to see in Overwatch. I also feel like a campaign would be really good. Maybe even an option to actually view all of the cinematic shorts Overwatch released. Now, I forgot what game this was. I think it was Super Smash Bros. Brawl, that you had the option to view all of their cinematics from the options menu. Now, I can actually see that in Overwatch. You just click on options and you can see all of their cinematics, from Alive to Dragons and all that stuff. Just, sit down and watch all of them for, how long is it now, like an hour long of cinematics? And it's just little fun things they can add here and there. They said that, they're already fixing up the, replay system? Yeah, the highlights, they play the game highlights, they already fixed that up and it's already live now. I still have to mess with it, I'm not too sure how it functions, but, because they added this highlight system, does that mean there's a chance for them to add a theater mode? Like, you guys remember Black Ops 3 and some of the older Call of Duties, they had a theater mode, so you can kind of like spectate, take multiple clips, and just record your games, and then you can edit it from a theater mode to make it actually look like a movie, or to see everything from a third person's perspective. And it'll be really, really interesting to play Overwatch like that. So, back to this character customization thing, they can actually go all out with this. You can have, let's say, let's use a tank for example. You can have a tank, but he's an Omnic, and he can be as big as Roadhog. He can have jetpacks like Diva, he can wield Reinhardt's barrier, and he can be nothing but like a flying barrier. So he can relocate really easily and barrier who he needs to barrier. And, because of that, maybe his health is going to be standard more to the weaker side, because having a mobile barrier is kind of OP, especially if he's moving as fast as Diva flies. So, he's going to be more of this squishier tanks, but he's still going to be like a mobile barrier, so he's a little hard to kill. And but he doesn't have any ways to attack you. They can do this, and they can kind of mess with the numbers, mess with the health, and have everything feel balanced and really fun to play. You guys kind of see how I'm saying, like, it can come into balance, come into, creativity, and just anything you want to create. And same thing when you're creating a character, you can create it to make a man, a woman, an Omnic, or anything else that lives in the Overwatch universe. Aliens, because if you actually look at Route 66, there are fossilized aliens in one of the caves, which kind of confirms that aliens exist in the Overwatch universe. But, yeah, that's just my idea on what they should add in Overwatch. I'm pretty sure it's never going to happen, but let me know what you guys think they should add in Overwatch. So, to leave you guys with the rest of the gameplay, it's almost finished. If you liked this video, punch that like button with a mighty force. You can follow me up on Twitter at Davontos. And as always, I'll see all of you in the next video. Have a nice day!